not.
Your card idea. It's being recorded. 12. All right, let's see how that works. Is it time? It's 12. We're already late.
No, not quite yet.
Well, let's try the mark there, see how we do with the mark. Oh. I don't know how to get rid of that. I need that gone.
Good afternoon and welcome to Let's Talk Brentwood. We are part of Toastmasters International. That's a worldwide club that helps its members unlock their potential in both public speaking and in leadership. Whether you're here to get over a fear of speaking or you're here to sharpen your already great speaking skills, let me tell you that you are in the right place today. Do we have any guests visiting with us today? Joan?
She's back with us.
Hi. Yeah, thanks, everyone. Glad to be here.
Welcome, Joan. If you would like to learn how to join our group, please talk to one of our club officers after the meeting. Can I please see my club officer's hands? Thank you. Do we have any old business or new business that would like to discuss before moving on to the rest of the meeting? Mark, we're good?
We have plenty of announcements at the end of the meeting, so stick around.
Got it. I have a quick new business. I will be going on paternity leave starting tomorrow, and I will be back on the 25th of May, so I'll see you there. I may jump online a couple of times while I'm out. I guess we're gonna do more announcements at the end.
We're still meeting here.
Yes, for a couple of the meetings, one of them will be online, and I think Mark's gonna go over that schedule. I am pleased to introduce to you the person who will take us through the rest of our meeting, the Toastmaster of the day, Robert Mohon.
Thanks, sir. Thanks, sir. Walter did a great job. Yeah. Give him a hand. Thank you. Sergeant at Arms. We have several folks today who are going to help make our meeting awesome. First is our timer. Come on up. Let's give her a welcome. This is Angela Cow. Tell everyone the most important role of the timer, please.
Today, I'm going to serve as a timer. As a timer, my role is to time prepare speeches, table topics, and evaluation. When the speaker reaches the minimum allotted time, I will show the green card. When they reach the middle of the time, I will show the yellow card. When you reach the maximum allotted time, I will show the red card. Then you have 30 minutes to wrap it up. We have speeches 5 to 7 minutes, table topics 1 to 2 minutes, and evaluation 2 to 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent. Excellent. And as a reminder, we shake hands, not to spread germs, but to hand over control of the meeting. It's a subtle thing there. Aaron, you are the WAG. You want to come up here and wag about it? The mark up here aligns well with that camera, so that's what the thing on the floor is when you come up here.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Hi, everybody. I'm Aaron. I will be our WAG today, and my job as WAG is twofold. Number one is to be our grammarian. So my goal is to count our crutch words, our filler words, and so's, buts, things like that to help us all improve our speaking. And then my second job is to provide the word of the day, and today's word of the day is bamboozle. So it means to trick, to confuse, or to deceive. And an example would be last night, my daughter bamboozled me into reading her 3 bedtime stories when it was time for bed. So feel free to use the word of the day, and as a reminder, knock on the desk when somebody uses it, and then I'll be back up here at the end of the meeting to give a report.
Thanks, sir. And that was Aaron. Good job, Aaron. And now, Stefanie. You'll come and tell us about the scary part of the meeting. Is it scary?
No, it's my favorite
Nobody
part.
clap for you. You clap for her.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stefanie Griffith. I'm excited to be the Table Topics Master today. Because it is Earth Day, I thought we would talk about nature and earth and all things that we love about this amazing planet that we live on. Can't wait to see you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we will have our prepared speeches. So when you come up today, I have a white card on the floor that aligns with this camera pretty well. You all see me on, except for the okay thing, that's a little awkward. And the speaker we've moved here so they can actually hear us a little bit better rather than being over there. So now if you look at the camera, or you don't, they can probably see and hear you better. Our first speaker of the day, Katie, I don't have an introduction for you.
It's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda. Well, I'm sure that's somewhere on here, but I don't see it. You can show me. But I'm not aware of it because I just jumped in and did the Toastmaster. Oh, click the button that says agenda. Well, too bad I don't read English.
It's very important.
Katie Jimenez, Innovative Planning Level 2, Learning Your Style, Understanding Your Leadership Style. And it's 5 to 7 minutes. So let's get this party started is your title. Let's Talk Brentwood will be celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. Do you guys know when that is? That is June 24th. That is the day after I've gotten back from my long journey to the moon. I appreciate your taking an entire month off. Look at that. So we have a party planning committee, and Katie is the leader of that. It's completely hypothetical. The sky's the limit, and the budget is endless for the party. Madam Treasurer, have you authorized this? Speculatory nature here of this? Speaking for 5 to 7 minutes, please welcome Katie Jimenez.
Thank you, Robert, Toastmaster of the day. Like the intro said, this is completely hypothetical. The 25th anniversary is real, but this speech is hypothetical. So good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome back, our guest, Joan. We're happy to have you. This year, Let's Talk Brentwood is celebrating 25 years as a Toastmasters Club. Wow, that's a quarter of a century of a club helping individuals improve their speaking skills. It's my honor to serve as captain and leader of the Party Planning Committee for the 25th Anniversary Celebratory Dash. I want to start off by sharing my vision of this party with you all. The color associated with 25 years is silver. I envision glistening, glittery, silver everywhere. Huge disco ball, that's silver, dance floor, white flowers, silver accent. I want this party to be elegant, but not stuffy. The dress code, I'm thinking cocktail party, fun. If you want to dress up, totally fine. Your presence at this party is more important than what you wear. I'm so excited. I want to meet your significant others, your family. The budget's endless. Everybody is welcome. So please bring your significant others. I want to see your other half. Next, I want to go over the elements of this event. Who I'd like to have help from making this happen. First up, event space and venue. Cindy, I know she's technically not in our club anymore, but she's still involved with Toastmasters. Definitely want to recruit her because that's what she does for a living. She books. We need a space that's big enough for our group and guests, that's intimate, we can have conversations, but not feel overcrowded. Our MC, Kerry Stiles, of course. Have you listened to his podcast? He's an excellent host. Kerry, I think you do an excellent job as our MC. Music. Billy has expressed before, and we know Stefanie is very much in love with music, has a love for music. If you two can put together a playlist, secure a DJ, better yet, we're in Nashville, arrange some live music for our party, that would be amazing. The music is going to set the tone of the party. I'm thinking songs that everybody can sing along to, maybe some dancing, have a really great time. Food and beverage. If you all were here for the potluck last year, Melissa brought a beautiful display of a harvest salad. That makes me think that Melissa would be perfect for food and beverage at our event. We could secure the catering, some delicious appetizers, refreshing beverages. That would be perfect. Maybe even something fun if kids are going to be at the party, so they can feel included too. Next, for invitations, I'm not sure, but I know that Nina is a princess, so I feel like she probably has really good penmanship. So I'm going to assign Nina the task of invitations for our guests. And Larry, if you didn't know, is a retired postal worker. So he would be perfect in making sure our invitations get mailed out accordingly. Entertainment and activities. Would love to have some fun party games. Thinking maybe a raffle at the end of the night. Everyone gets a prize. The budget, again, limitless. Everyone gets a prize. I feel like Eileen would be good at arranging entertainment activities. A really fun personality. All right, so I need some input here. Decorations and ambiance. Anyone interested in doing the decorations and ambiance party? Angela, perfect. Thank you for volunteering. You'll be perfect at it. Remember, silver, everywhere, silver. Thank you. Is anyone in here a photographer or knows a photographer? You are a photographer? Would you take pictures at our Amazing Bash? Thank you so much, Robert. Lastly, party favors. Who would like to do party favors? Darren, yes. Great party favors. I don't know, something useful, something that everyone's going to go home and be like, wow, this is so cool. I love this Toastmasters party. Party favors. Is there anything else I may have missed?
What about the door prize? The $1,000 cash door prize?
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's do it. The sky's the limit. Any other ideas for the party?
New car.
New car, let's go.
But we'd have good attendance that day. Wow.
Yes, definitely. I want it to be a fun event for everyone. Couple more things. Everyone does a 30-second toast at the dinner table, as this is Toastmasters. This is a perfect opportunity to put our skills to the test. Everyone does a toast at the dinner table. Would love to have Mark and Cindy as president and past president also give a little inspirational party. I think that would be very meaningful. Again, I want this party to be a night to remember where every single person has a good time. I appreciate all of your support in making this happen and cannot wait to celebrate with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. You should have a white card in front of you, if you will. Take a moment. And it helps me when I get these cards for you to also put your name on there so I know who wrote the card. I think we forget that. So in my case, I would have written Katie and then in parentheses on the right, my name, so she knows where it came from. So here are the three things we put: commend, recommend, and encourage, the CRE method. She got to write not too much because the card is a little bit. Then Tavis is up next with the toast.
Oh, good.
Which means more table topic time,
Okay.
Stefanie.
I'm ready.
Now, who doesn't have a role? Who doesn't have a role already today? Two in the back? Three? Or gets right. Y'all want to do table topics? We probably have time for about three, right? Is that fair? Four. But when she comes up here and she's ready, let's practice. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay. All right. Good. Tavis, are you ready? All right. Next, Tavis Wright. Tavis, if you'll look on the agenda, it says she's a guest. I don't know why. I think we just haven't loaded her into that system. Tavis is a member. We need to get you a name tag too, I believe. Kerry, you were talking about that earlier, I heard. Tavis is about to give a presentation at her son's wedding. It's the biggest, most important speech she'll do in a while. And she doesn't want to break character or break down or break out or whatever bad. She is practicing on us today, and specifically at her son's wedding, she does not want to sound nervous. So she wants us to listen for that today as far as her CRE. Does she sound nervous, or any pointers you might suggest? But otherwise, she is practicing for the event. So let's give her a warm welcome. Davis. Come on down.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good evening, everyone. Tavis Wright, mother of the groom. I'm so happy to be here with you all today. I would like to thank you for taking the time out to help us celebrate the union of Miles and Hannah. As many of you know, Miles is my oldest. In the first, he was the one who taught me to love deep, deeper than I could ever imagine. Watching him grow has been one of the greatest joys. What I always admired about Miles is his character. He has such a kind heart, the kind of person who shows up when it truly matters. He has always been deeply family-oriented, and seeing him bring that same devotion to his relationship with Hannah has been a wonderful sight to witness. Miles has always thought of others. He's our gentle giant. He's 6'1", 6'2". While in middle school and high school, he would always volunteer his Saturdays to underprivileged youth. And when he first talked about Hannah, he stated that she was a social work major, and I knew they had a kind heart connection. My mom was a social worker, and I knew that they were unsung heroes who dedicated themselves to helping people, sometimes on their worst days. Hannah embodies this calling with grace. They share love, the love of helping others, and this has brought them together. And I know they will create a life filled with kindness and compassion. My advice to you is to remember that the strongest marriages root themselves in genuine friendship and honest conversations that create safety and trust. Watching you two build a life together fills me with such joy. You found someone you see who sees your heart, honors your calling, and loves you exactly how you are. I'm so proud of you. Love you always. Here to a beautiful future.
She's getting better at that every time, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Well done. Again, CRE, seconds or so, and complete comments on that. Mark, are you ready online?
I am.
Mr. Whitlock. You guys hear him okay? Sounds kind of faint. Mark, talk a little bit.
I will talk a little bit while everyone's doing their CRE and writing out the wonderful cards that we all love so much.
You guys hear him okay in the back? Davis? Supplement with that microphone right there in case it gets a little quiet. Ready? Our third speaker, Mark Whitlock. Mark has given this speech before. In fact, on April 8th, he took all of our feedback, he integrated it into his speech and improved it, and now he is giving it again. So you have heard this before, probably. The topic is beloved strangers, for many parents, hope and grief battle in their hearts, and the parents feel the devastation. Every day, more and more parents report estrangement from their adult children. How sad. Psychologists, pundits, and pastors all theorize about the causes and the cures, but they leave out the reality of living between grief and hope. Today, Mark Whitlock introduces us to his forthcoming book on the topic. He has 5 to 7 minutes. Let's make him feel welcome. Take it away, Mark.
As estranged parents, we often feel helpless, frozen. We can't do anything. Well, we can't do anything besides pray. And how's that working out for us? How many times have we finished praying and wondered, is this the prayer that God will answer? Did I finally pray for his will? Did he hear me this time? Am I just bamboozling him? We've heard this passage many times before. The Spirit helps us in our weakness, for we do not know what to pray as we ought, but the Spirit intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. And he searches hearts to know what is the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for us according to the will of God. Well, I know we get the groanings part. We do that enough. But do we remember the first phrase? That the Spirit helps us in our weakness? Paul does not say the Spirit of God will help as if it's going to come sometime in the future. The word means now, right now, in this moment, in our weakness. Now look, we're not alone in leaning our prayer ladder against the wrong wall. When you think about it, there are lots of people throughout history that have prayed for the wrong things. General Robert E. Lee shifted in his saddle and surveyed his soldiers as the opposition amassed near a small college town. The Union Army of the Potomac had a new commander, General George Meade. Now, Meade brought a cadre of 94,000 men along with new Spencer repeating rifles to bear against Lee's 72,000. The Union lines ran south to north along Cemetery Ridge and then turned east to form a fishhook. On July 1st, Lee's soldiers attacked the left flank and they pushed back the lines past the towns into the hills. On the second day of the campaign, at a place called Devil's Den, a Confederate sharpshooter tucked himself into the rocks and kept harassing the charging Union troops. Captain Augustus Martin of the Union 5 Corps ordered a percussion strike on Devil's Den and knocked out the sharpshooter. And then on July 3rd, Lee took 15,000 men and spearheaded them into the Union lines at Cemetery Ridge. Pickett took 4,300 men in the now famous Pickett's Charge. But the Union artillery tangled their lines. That allowed them to flank the Confederates on three sides. And the retreat left thousands of men dead, wounded, and stranded. More than 7,800 men died in 3 days. The Union had broken Lee's drive into the north. The war had turned. But here's the point. How many men in blue and gray had prayed for victory, for safety, for peace, for an end of the war, for help? Surviving soldiers found a sliver of an answer on a sheet of paper in the pocket of a dead Confederate on Devil's Den. Now, history books will never list his name, but his insight into prayer endures like one of the monuments we've erected to commemorate the battles. I asked God for strength that I might achieve. I was made weak that I might learn humbly to obey. I asked for health that I might do great things. I was given infirmity that I might do better things. I asked for riches that I might be happy. I was given poverty that I might be wise. I asked for power that I might have the praise of men. I was given weakness that I might feel the need for God. I asked for all things that I might enjoy life, and I was given life that I might enjoy all things. I got nothing that I asked for, but everything I had hoped for. And despite myself, my unspoken prayers were answered. I, among all men, am most richly blessed. You know, that soldier's observations were not forged in a single afternoon. It took months and months and months of seeking God in prayer. God is more concerned about the intent of our prayers than the content of them. The soldier called out to God when he could have complained or cursed. God saw the soldier's heart and lavished his gifts on him. Now, Civil War coins and belt buckles and uniforms and weapons, they've all disappeared. But somehow or another, these words have endured, and they stand like a monument to all of us. All of us who pray the wrong things sometimes. You know, even Jesus prayed for the wrong things. In the Garden of Gethsemane, he said, "Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass from me." The cup didn't pass. He was arrested, tried, convicted, and executed according to Roman law. God was working out his ultimate plan to accomplish our salvation, and that included a glorious resurrection. So here we are, praying for our heart's desires, praying that our children will call or text, praying that we'll have a chance to reconcile with them. But let us always pray this with an attitude of, not as my will, but as yours, like Jesus prayed in Gethsemane. God will take care of the rest. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. A moment, make your CRE notes for Mark. Should we get those to Mark? Mark, do you have an email address you want feedback coming to you?
Sure. Or they can put it on the WhatsApp, or a private message, whatever way. Mark at wmarkwhitlock.com. Mark at wmarkwhitlock.com.
Mark, I expect you're going to get interviews from time to time on Zoom. I took a picture closer up and a further away so you can see what you look like on Zoom. Specifically, your lighting that was up here appeared to be mainly coming in from that upper 10 o'clock position. I thought it was good lighting, but I thought you may want to see what you look like. If that's helpful to you. That should be in your inbox. All right, Stefanie, you ready? You guys ready for some table topics in the back? And Walter says he's willing to try too. All right, table topics. Let's welcome Stefanie.
All right. I'm so excited to get to talk about Earth today, the planet / this home that we live on. And especially in these last few weeks, I don't know if you have been so inspired by watching the Artemis II crew and the incredible mission around the moon and all the NASA workers, everyone who's worked on this project for years and years and years, watching around the moon, watching every single video that I could of them talking about their experiences, and then realizing they didn't really understand how big of an effect they were having until they got back and realized how many people had been following their journey. They were that enthusiastic and that excited just because of the mission and all the hard work they had put in. And I found that so inspiring. And also, it was so good to remember that we are lucky to be here and that this is our home. All right, Sharon, do you want to come first? Welcome, welcome. You look beautiful. All right, Sharon, where do you go to connect with nature?
Well, I like being in the woods. We actually moved to the woods a couple of years ago. That's how much I like trees. One time I did a meditation. It might have been the Art of Something type of book. I don't remember what that book is called, but it made you do a tree meditation. And I was just sitting in a chair pretending I was a tree. And all of a sudden I felt my whole body swaying with my feet rooted into the ground of the earth. It was really quite amazing. So I have an affinity for trees. So my favorite place to be in nature right now is we live in Pegram, and there's a small park there that very few people know about called Hidden Lake. It used to be an old quarry, turned into different things over the years, but we go there Well, I go there by myself. I either go with my husband while we walk our dog, or I go by myself. And there's a really steep hill at one point. I'll go up on that hill, and there's a rock overlooking, or it's a cemetery, because cemeteries out there too, for the veterans. And but I'm overlooking trees, and it's beautiful, and the sun's shining down on me. And I like to sit on that rock and meditate and pray, and just take in all of nature. And then when I finish my walk going through, I'll hug some trees, I'll touch some trees, and just say thank you, because I don't know if you know this, but trees communicate with each other through their roots, and they're also the keeper of the earth history, so they're pretty darn cool. Thank you.
Love that. All right, Rachel, do you have a role today?
I do.
Could you come on up anyway? Thank you. All right, amazing. What is a natural wonder of the world that you have not seen and you would like to?
Ooh. A lot. Sure. Let me think. One natural of the world that I've not seen that I would love to is the Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So I've not been there. I've been close into Denver, but my understanding is that the terrain around there is fairly green, mountainous, but then the Garden of the Gods is this little spot that is mostly red rock. It's very small, much like the red rocks, much like what you would find in Sedona or Utah. And I just love that. I've been to Sedona twice now, and it's very magical and spiritual. And the first time I went, it just really struck me. And so Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs is another natural wonder. I don't know if it's classified as like,
It's your choice, isn't it?
it's mine. So that's what came to mind, and hopefully I'll go there soon.
You know I love that because I grew up in Colorado.
Right.
And I grew up just outside of Denver, and I've been to Garden of the Gods many times.
Okay.
And it's so worth it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. It is this beautiful orange red rock oasis in the middle of all of the mountains.
Yeah, so I was right.
Yep. Yeah. You should go. There's lots of good hiking. It's really fun. All right, Walter, you want to come on up?
Evaluation, ready?
Okay, I've got a good one for you.
Okay,
Thanks.
It might be a little challenging, but I believe in you. Aspen groves that grow in the Rocky Mountains are the largest single-cell organisms on the planet. A lesson in the beauty of connectivity and thriving. What is a lesson that you learn from nature?
thank you for that question. A lesson that I learned from nature is that it is resilient and that we are also resilient. I guess that's the lesson, that no matter how bad a situation might be, you can always get back up and keep going. And the way that I learned that lesson is I was watching this, I don't know, it was Discovery Channel or some nature show, and it showed how we had done a lot of deep sea fishing with those nets that just destroy everything. And the ocean bed was just barren. It was a desert. And they banned it in that area, and we believed that it would take decades for it to come back, or a long, long time, because it was just completely destroyed. But within a couple of years, it was back, and it was flourishing, and it was really great. The lesson then is, no matter how bad things are, you can always get back up and keep going. And that's what I learned from it.
You have Larry online if you want to pick Larry.
Okay. That also reminds me of another example in the same vein of just our actual bodies. I remember learning when I was young that the second that a person stops smoking, their lungs begin to heal themselves from the damage that smoking does. We can find so much inspiration from our natural existence inside our bodies and nature as a whole. I love that. Thank you for that example. All right. Larry, would you like to do a table topic?
Go ahead, fire away.
Okay. Do you prefer visiting the mountains or visiting the beach, and why?
I have always preferred the mountains because I love to go fishing in mountain lakes because I am a huge fan of trout and bass. So I love to lake fish. And I grew up in Washington State near the Cascade Mountains. And every summer we would go for 2 to 3 weeks camping in the Cascades. And there were 2 lakes we would patronize. And my dad taught me to fish. And we always came back with a full creel. And I just love the scenic part of the mountains. When I was in Boy Scouts, we took a 50-mile hike along the Cascades from along parts of Mount Rainier. Most beautiful hike I've ever been on. It lasted 7 days, and I saw more beautiful scenery than I've seen in my life since. And I would love to go back. So I definitely prefer mountains. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. That was awesome.
Who hasn't participated?
Benny, would you like to come give us a table topic? Good to see you. Welcome. All right, let's make it a really good one. Okay, I know you're new to Tennessee. Tennessee is known for its beautiful waterfalls. I don't know if you knew that. When I moved here, I didn't know that, but now I know it very well. Have you ever gone chasing waterfalls in Tennessee? And if not, where would you like to explore in Tennessee?
Yes, so recently, a few months back, my family and I went down to waterfall that's underneath the mountain. I'm blanking on it. The longest waterfall underground, which we do actually have here in Tennessee. Ruby Falls. Ruby Falls. I'm sorry, I was blanking on the name of this. Yeah. So it's quite a hike. You take about 20 minutes to work your way down there. If you're claustrophobic, I wouldn't recommend it though. But it is quite an experience just to walk through the dark for 20 minutes or so. On the way, think about the experience, and then by the time you get down there, you open up into this really large room, and you're wondering what's going to happen, and then the show happens where they put on the lights, and then it falls about 100 feet above you, and the water just coming down in all sorts of colors, and my family and I, we were in awe, actually. We were pretty impressed with that. So lots to discover still in Tennessee in our new home, but we're looking for more really special experiences.
Great. Thanks, everyone, for your thoughtful answers.
Thanks, Stefanie. That was a good job.
Thank you. I'm fine.
That part scared me when I was a guest. Joan, welcome. We're glad you're here. Table topics, I thought, were something I would not ever want to do, but it turns out the hardest part is the next part, the evaluations. Melissa's going to come first and give an evaluation, and then Scott, you're on deck, and then Kerry, your third. 2 to 3 minutes. Let's give her a hand.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and Joan. Katie, thank you so much for your speech today. I so enjoyed it. There's a lot to review here because we were looking at both your fake and your actual speaking, as well as did I uncover any leadership nuggets from your actual speech. So with all of that said, I want to first start by saying thank you so much for giving us the high-level overview of what your speech was going to be about. We all buckled in. We knew we were going to get the party started. And with that, you showed us as a leader, to get people on board with your task, whatever it may be, telling the goal and the purpose, the why, and the vision is how you get people to help join the cause. And you did that very eloquently. You shared with us all about why we were having the party, why you were putting on the meeting to put on the party. And you gave us the vision of what your expectations were, and then you were able to start then recruiting people to come on board. The other thing is about a good leader is a good leader gives empathy and understanding. So whether it's here in Toastmasters giving a speech or as a leader at wherever you're leading, it's helpful to show that you see somebody, you understand them and their strengths. And so I think you called out to many people and you hearkened back to something they had done in the past, showing that they were seen and that you understood what their strengths are and allocated or delegated the task based on that, which I think was very, very helpful. So if anyone was called on, I think you probably were like, oh, she saw me. She knew that was something I did really good. And that's what a great leader does. In terms of just the speech itself, you were very friendly, open, and spoke very eloquently. You used your hands. The only thing I would say is, in terms of a recommendation, is maybe give a timeline. So if you have a specific task or goal, you want to make sure that they know when they need it by. And the second recommendation would be offering up help and to let them know that you have their back if there's a recommendation or obstacle that they're having. At the end of the speech, I felt bamboozled because I thought, oh my gosh, this party sounds amazing. So we are going to have to figure out how we can kind of step up the 25th party. Okay, maybe it won't be that, but look forward to seeing what we can come up with, and thank you so much for your speech.
Scott, come on down. Let's welcome Scott with the second evaluation. Here's your mark so they can see you, sir.
Thanks, Toastmaster.
Sorry.
Tavis, first of all, I want to say congratulations on your son's wedding. I know you guys are excited to have a new family member join the family. I thought your speech was great. You didn't seem nervous at all. It was very sweet and very heartwarming. I love how you tied in your mom being a social worker. How you guys, I think you called him a gentle giant, how your son is just as loving. Your tone was great, and I think that's especially great for this occasion. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of love in the room, and I think this will fit right in. Your tone was very soft, very warm, and I think that's perfect for a wedding, especially for your son. Vocal variety, I love how you emphasize specific words, really stopped and slowed down, especially when you were talking about how you feel about your son, how your whole family feels about him. My only recommendation would be the volume. In the back, we can hear you just fine. For a wedding venue, I would imagine it'll be a lot bigger than this. But at the same time, you might have a mic, so this might be a moot point. Simple body language. A lot of times, at the table, needs to be a microphone, so that may not be an issue there. But other than that, I thought your speech was fantastic.
Thank you. Kerry, where's your banjo? Evaluation 3 without the banjo. Please welcome Kerry.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, Mark. By the way, I think after today, I'm going to start calling you Sparky. Mark, Sparky, it just seems great speech. A lot of people hit a home run. Mark, you always hit a grand slam. I love the way I can't remember if this was required or not, for you to come back, take the feedback of the group, and take it to the next level, which you certainly did. Just amazing. It moved me before. It moved me even more now. I commend you. I've told you on your technology skills. The PowerPoint was fabulous. The images of the ladder, of the man on the horse, of the map. I mean, it just held us together, kept us engaged and focused. I love that so well. I love the soldier's prayer. Very moving. And again, with the technology, you had that prayer back there to keep us engaged and focused. You could have just read it. You said it, and you said it well. And I thought that was just an extra to have that step there. All right, I am supposed to come up with something constructive here. I am struggling. But if a gun was held to my head, this is the only thing I could come up with is, I know you'd prefer to be here. You did a great job at home. Stretching, that if you could have stood maybe, that you might have the opportunity to move around a little more gestures, more hand movements that may have been a little more meaningful, although it was certainly very well done. In summary, as always, you were prepared, purposeful, profitable, and well presented. Great job, Mark. Look forward to more.
Thank you. And that was Kerry. Rachel, do you want to go after these two reports, or do you want to go before them?
Let's do the other one.
Perfect. And you can evaluate. Already have an evaluation. That means, Angela, you're on deck. You're okay with 2 to 3 minutes, right? For yours? You're going to time her? Perfect. This one's going to make sure we get out of here on time. You're the most important one in the room.
Everyone did a great job. Speakers, Katie, 5 minutes, 58 seconds, and Tavis, 2 minutes, 45. First speech is 2 to 3 minutes. It's perfect. Mark, 6 minutes, 38 seconds. Table topics, Sharon, minute and 34. Rachel, 106. Water, 112. Larry, 115. And Benny, 108. And evaluation, Melissa, 251. Scott, 115. And Kerry, 155. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Aaron, don't bamboozle us. Give us the WAG report. That was shameless on my part, totally, but I had just no other place to stick. Yes, clap for him. Doing some hard work here.
Great job, everybody. Good use of the word of the day. Robert, there at the end. Mark also used the word of the day, and then Melissa, I think we're the only 3 people I heard using the word of the day. Katie, great speech. I only caught one from you. You had a really good use of pauses. Tavis, a couple ums. I think for you, you lost your place once or twice, and you filled the space with so just something to be mindful of. Mark, I only caught one you know. Sharon, 2 so's and 1 Rachel, heard a couple ums, a couple uhs. Walter, didn't catch anything from you. Larry, just heard 1 from you. Benny, I heard 1 so and 2 ums. Melissa, a couple ums. Scott, a couple uhs, a couple ums. And then Kerry, I just heard 1 and 1 So great job, everybody.
Thank you, thank you. Did you say my name? I was bamboozled with the PowerPoint shifting. Don't forget to vote. Did you say me at all?
I could use the word today.
Oh, that was a good thing.
I didn't catch too much.
No ums, good. We have a tendency. Today I heard a whole lot. We all hear it and we all do it, don't we? Are you ready for the general evaluation? And then Mark, I'm trying not to forget you have 25 minutes of lengthy riveting announcements. So come on up. We will come, Rachel, and make sure to vote. Scan Mark's head to vote. Mark's head is in the shot there.
It does work, though. I wasn't sure.
It does work.
Yeah. All right. So this was a great meeting. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We had a large attendance today. I know last week it was virtual only, which was fun as well. But let's see. We started, I think, about 1 minute late as we got everything together. Our first speech was Katie. Thank you so much for your speech. Let's get this party started. I did have a moment where I was like, oh, this is like we're actually planning. I guess I was bamboozled as well. But I thought it was a really great use of a speech because not only did you get to show your leadership style, it got us all excited for the party. I had not really considered the party that much until today. So now I'm thinking of ideas as well and looking forward to it. So thank you for that. And also you had a role for everyone, which is really cool, much like what Melissa said, that it showed that you connected with most everyone in the room, which everyone just thinks that's really special about you. Let's see. Tavis, I loved your toast. I think you're going to do great at the wedding. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And we're reading for you. Is the wedding this week or next week? Next week. Well, I'll be thinking of you for sure. And just love hearing about your son and how he's this gentle giant. My 3-year-old's name is Miles. So I hope he grows up to be as gentle and kind as your Miles. So thank you for sharing that with us. And then Mark, I really love your topic. It's very interesting and something that is becoming more and more common. I'm not sure why. You probably have your reasons why from all your research and lived experience, but thank you for sharing that with us. Very personal and very pertinent, so thank you. Table topics. I loved Earth Day. I love nature and being out in nature, so I really enjoyed this topic. And then hearing from Sharon how you love being in the trees. I'm familiar with Hidden Lake. It's close to my house as well, and I've been there several times. It's a very special place. And then Walter sharing how nature has shown resilience to you and how it's resilient just like we are, which is so true. Larry sharing how he prefers the mountains over the beach. I go back and forth, but the mountains are great and love hearing your stories about being in the Boy Scouts in the Pacific Northwest. And then Benny's waterfalls, going to Ruby Waterfalls, which is close to Chattanooga. So if you got some time to spend in Chattanooga, that's a great city. I like to visit quite a bit. So overall, this was a great session. I'm not sure if I hit all of the points, but thanks again for a great session.
Thank you. That's important.
Thank you.
Are you all ready to dispense the prizes of immeasurable value? I'm bamboozling you, aren't I? All right. Votes for the best speaker. Who should it be? 80. Come up and receive your ribbon. Best evaluator, Melissa. You want a picture? You want a picture? All right, selfie yourself. Melissa, best evaluator. You got a stick? Oh. American flag in the background. All right. Nice. Best table topics. Great. Right on up here. Amazing ribbon.
Thank you very much.
Do we need a picture?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we did all these other stuff. Ribbon. Turn it around. That'll be on the 25th, won't it? Is there anything else I've forgotten before we turn it over to him? Great Mark, the magician. You're going to make all the announcements disappear, right?
Marky.
Maybe not. Marky Mark? That's right. You ready, Mark? It's your show, buddy. There you go.
So if you haven't joined our WhatsApp group yet, please do so. Scan the QR code on the screen, and you'll be getting all of the tea spilled all over you throughout the week between our wonderful meetings. We will have a Zoom meeting only on May 13th. This is to help with Walter's paternity leave. We'll be meeting in person the other weeks of May, but on May 13th, we'll be Zoom only. We'll keep communicating that out. During Walter's absence, there's lots of things that you don't see behind the scenes that Walter takes care of. If you're able to get here a few minutes early or stay a few minutes after a meeting, please do so. And make sure that we're taking care of all the logistics at every meeting, as we should. We should push in our chairs and throw away our trash and make sure the room is left better than we found it. But beyond that, we want to make sure that we continue to be kind hosts to Merrill Lynch in Walter's absence. As Katie talked about, we got our 25th anniversary bash coming up, so please make plans to be here. If you know former members of our club, please invite them to come. And I think Katie has already volunteered to lead the charge, so we'll be in touch. And then there's a leadership survey that's gone out. If you would please take that, it's via email. I'll throw the link onto WhatsApp as well. We'd appreciate that. One of the things you'll get to do, the survey is completely anonymous. We have no way of tracking who it is who has said stuff. I want to show some cool shout outs that have come through on the survey. So we're so grateful for this club and how energetic it is. Thanks to everybody who's a part of it. And just know that if your name's on this list, you are making a difference in the lives of those who are members of our club. So please take that leadership survey. I can't pull it up because I don't have it handy, but we have hit 7 of our goals headed toward our Smedley Distinguished Club Award that we must complete by the end of June. That means there are 4 members who must complete levels for us to hit all 10. And I know that I've spoken with many of you. If you're charging toward finishing a level, please sign up and make sure that things are going well toward you completing your level. And we're well on track. We're well ahead. I'm so excited. Also, if everybody would take out your phones right now and open up the Toastmost app and then look at next week. You should be able to swipe and from one side to the next, or click on the April 22nd meeting and go to the next meeting. And take a look right there on April 29th. We have lots and lots of openings for next week. What role will you fill? Do you have a speech that you've started on but haven't finished? Sign up to speak. It's nothing like a deadline to get it done. Is there a role that you haven't filled yet and towards your full circle? Please sign up to volunteer next week. Let's get this week filled up by Friday. And with that remark, I will say thanks to everybody. We're still a few minutes early, which is great. And Robert just grabbed the flag, and I will turn the speaking area back over to Robert and allow him to dismiss us from today's meeting.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Did you all like hearing this better, Larry, Mark? You could hear us better as we talk to you much closer. Did it make any difference from normal?
I heard you just fine.
So no difference.
I heard you loud and clear.
Okay, I'm just thinking about stuff we want to do each time.
Yeah, we're here. That's a good idea.
All right, anything before we close?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for stepping up to be Toastmaster of the day.
You're welcome.
Last minute, Robert.
I have to give a couple of presentations in front of 250 people in 10 days, so I need to practice turning it loose and bringing it back, turning it loose and bringing it back. So thank you all for your help with that. See y'all later.
See you, Larry.
See you, Mark.